Okay, here we go. Final Java project was to create the card game War. To create four classes, which I have four classes. Um, and I guess I'll walk through those now. Let's start with cards since the prompt starts there. The prompts were to create fields for value and name. I have value here, indicating the card's value numerically, and the name is a string literal for the name and words. Um, for the card, we have the value constructor. The auto getters, excuse me, the getters and setters are added automatically. And then we have the describe method, which is just going to actually print out the name of the card and the value. Okay. For let's do deck next. Okay. This one took a while. So for the deck, we needed the four suits, which I put into an array list here. Clubs, diamonds, hearts, and spades are the four standard suits. And then the values in string going from two of up to Jack, Queen, King with ace high. Um, Went ahead and did a traditional for loop um, for this to increase with each new card and to add um, the of between the name of the card. There's a shuffle the deck method that I got about through going through Java docs and a little more through the website, which I forgot to take the reference out of, but that's all right. Um, that goes ahead and randomizes the cards, which I do at the start of each game. And I added a message for fun as a println just saying to shuffle the deck. And then there is the draw method, which go ahead and removes and returns the top of the card to the field when cards are empty there. Okay, so where are we? Player. Oops, did not mean to do that. There we go. Player. Um, Again, took a while. Okay, so we've declared the fields for name, for the score, and the hand, which again was the array list. Um, we have constructor for public player, um, the method for the card flip, which the descriptions were to remove and return the top of the card to the hand. So again, if the hand is empty, return hand dot remove, calling the hand method. I threw in, which I think works. I didn't test it that well, but an exception check off of what we went through recently. It hasn't thrown yet, so I'm guessing things are working as they should. Um, then we go on to the describe method, which is just printing out the information for each player in a new line with their score. Um, Excuse me, using an enhanced for loop to go through there. To draw a card from the deck, we have the draw card method, and that's going to go through with an if statement and add a card if there's no cards remaining um, within the hand, that is. Um, we increment score, which is a method that adds one to the player's score if they have one each round, and then the auto public getters and setters. Um, Anyways, so going to the main app, putting it all together, we start with instantiating the deck. Um, Two players, one deck. We're then gonna deal the cards, splitting up. It says iterate 52 times on the draw method. Um, and then the for loop, we're going through and doing 26 rounds here after drawing the cards. Um, each round, there'll be a card flip by each player. So we're calling a flip method there. And then we're calling the describe method that we had back in, excuse me, not player, uh, in card, calling describe to compare the values of each card, um, using an if else statement or if else if, to determine who has the greater value here and increment the score as necessary with the increment method. Um, and then I've got a print line on each to announce that either player wins depending on what the higher score is, or the final else being um, that it's a tie, which is possible. Um, Also added in here that if there's no cards left in a hand, um, then there's no cards remaining. Okay. For the final, we've got a print line announcing the final score, tallying everything up, and again doing a comparison using a very similar if else if loop, and announcing who's won the game, or doing a tie game. Um, so, let's see here. Let's go ahead and run it. Let me move this up here. I haven't had any issues thus far, but watch one come up now. Okay, so we have now shuffling the deck at the start. Round one, uh, looks like it's a tie. We got aces both round. Round two, player two won. Round three, round four, round five, round six, round seven, one, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Let's see. Looks like after the final tally that player two just barely won, and says, shall we play again? And let's go ahead and clear and run this again. And it's very similar. Player one, one. Okay, let me run one more time. Okay, that's slightly different. That's good. So player two wins this one 15-10. I've just added a shall we play again. It's taken a while to get a tie in some of these. It just doesn't happen very often as one would expect, but I did have one in test. And there we go. There's tie game. Let's play again.